Thanks for joining us. Hezbollah has launched rockets from Lebanon for the first time since the ceasefire was declared with Israel. The armed group is accusing Israel of flagrant violations. Israel's defense minister has promised a harsh response. Let's go live to Beirut now and speak to Ali Hashem. So, Ali, what more, firstly, do we know about this rocket attack by Hezbollah?
Well, there's a statement, and Hezbollah claimed responsibility for an attack, what it called a initial defensive attack in retaliation to Israeli violation of the ceasefire. And Hezbollah warning that it tried to convey its reservations and complaints to the mediators, but there was no response, and that's why it went towards retaliating initially in a defensive way. And of course the choice of the place, hitting the Sheba farms, is significant here with respect to the Lebanese government's claims towards the Sheba farms as Lebanese territories, and that the mandate given to Hezbollah to resist and to try liberate them. This is something that has been an issue in Lebanon for years. So from this background, Hezbollah attacked the Sheba farms. And of course now with Israel launching several attacks in Lebanon. Just now we heard of an attack in the town of Tallusa to the south, where 2 Lebanese were killed and several were wounded. So, but of course everyone now is asking, and there are concerns whether this ceasefire is going to hold, and if Israel is going to retaliate harshly, how Hezbollah is going to retaliate, and are we going towards a new tit-for-tat between Hezbollah and Israel after only 5 days of truce or ceasefire? Of course, according to the Lebanese side, there are more than 75 Israeli violations of the ceasefire over the past few days, and there have been several fatalities.
Ali, for now, many thanks for that. Ali Hashem with the latest there from Beirut. Let's go to Noor Odeh now, who's the Jordanian capital Amman. To remind you, Al Jazeera has been banned from the occupied West Bank and from Israel. Our team, including Noor, are working from Amman for the time being. So, Noor, Israel's defense minister is promising a, quote, tough response. What does this mean for the ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel?
It really remains to be seen, Niamh, as Ali was saying there. How far are the parties going to take this? The Israeli Prime Minister also in the past few minutes has come out and said that this is a grave violation and that Israel would act forcefully in response. Of course, from the Israeli perspective, any movement of Hezbollah, whether it is by firing rockets or just by moving its members and its equipment, is considered a violation. And Israel has given itself the right to strike at Hezbollah in Lebanon and beyond Lebanon in order to impose the ceasefire with fire, as some of its officials have said. Lebanon naturally doesn't see it the same way, and neither do the mediators, for that matter, who've also voiced concern in the past few days about this very fragile ceasefire holding.
Noor, we've had this quite interesting line from the Pentagon, Pentagon spokesperson, saying that despite some incidents, clearly referring to what we've just been reporting, the ceasefire between Hezbollah and Israel is holding. Is that the view in Israel as well? Why are we hearing these lines, do we think?
I mean, it almost sounds like the American side is willing this ceasefire to hold, and that's the kind of attitude they're portraying. In Israel, they don't consider that the ceasefire has broken down, but they do consider this Hezbollah rocket incident as a grave violation. So the questions that are now being asked, especially by the detractors of Netanyahu, those in the opposition, those in the right wing who didn't want a ceasefire with Hezbollah, they're saying, how big is this response going to be? Some ministers even inciting a strike on Dahiya, on the southern district of Beirut. Of course, if things go in that direction, there is really no telling what kind of reaction Hezbollah would have. But for now, I think the mediators think it's manageable, although very, very tenuous.
All right, so just to be clear, a grave violation in Israel's view, but it does not mean the collapse of the ceasefire, although a lot of questions in the air right now, Noor. Many thanks. Noor Ode there in Amman.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.